What's up, YouTube? Southern Comic Geek coming to you with a huge cowabunga haul for you today. It looks like we got a couple of tailgaters in here. Vinny was in here earlier, and then Perry with the weird lurking avatar. Yeah, I got you. I got you. But I do appreciate anybody that catches this on the live or on the rewind. And before we dive into the huge pickup and how I got it, and show you what we got, and ask you what you think about the deal, do want to go ahead and say smash that like button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, and click the bell notification so that if you like videos that is like this, you will be one of the first people to know when videos like this drop. I am very random at times, but here as of late, I'm doing one or two videos a week as new hauls come in. I'm going to Georgia next week, so plan on a big haul end of next week video there. Flash by Night, what's going on? Flash by Night's also lurking up in the house. Hello, neighbor. I do also want to go ahead and mention, for those of you who are watching this live or on the rewind, that we are really close to going ahead and giving away this bad boy right here, Uncanny X-Men 266 newsstand. We are now only needing 8 subscribers on YouTube to make that a reality in the next few days. He is in Georgia. I do have a guest in the background here.
Hey, what's up, Jason?
Man.
What's
Doing all right?
on?
Awesome. Yeah, so I invited a couple of turtles experts. Now, you are going to have to give your turtle expertise on this particular lot, okay? That's what we brought you in for.
I don't know about an expert, man, but yeah, I'll definitely give my opinion.
Well, so appreciate you jumping on today. But we are only 8 subs away from giving the Gambit away, and then the next prize is bigger than that. So I look forward to that. What's been going on with you?
Not much, man. Just I just unboxed a TMNT stuff for my channel. Been looking for these figures, and they finally came in via Justin Birch. So it was really cool to finally get them in hand and finally get to, play around with these figures. So,
So are you talking about the NECA figures?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I've been looking for the Walmart exclusive. Been checking Walmart every day. I know Justin was, talking to me about all that stuff, trying to get me to order it online and everything like that. And I think he was lucky enough to get 2 of them online. But when I checked the site, like, it just would not refresh for me, and it just kept crashing. And so when I finally tried to get on there, it was sold out at that point. So just like everybody else, I've been waiting at Walmart trying to figure it out. And they have the little UPS or UPC codes and stuff like that for them, but you never see them. So,
wow. Well, I got this at Walgreens, and I know some people have been pre-ordering, Justin included, pre-ordered this through Walgreens. Still is a ghost, and found that at a random Walgreens the other day out there in Yazoo City. So we got a couple of comments here. Flash by Night says it's good to put a face with a name. So
what's up, Flash?
And then, of course, Bert, he's going to say it's morphin' time. So we're talking about another part of everyone's childhood, those who especially grew up in the 80s or 90s, and that's the Turtles today, Bert, not the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. But they did have a great crossover, and I was able to pick up all of those. Burke is complimenting you on your hat selection today.
Oh, yeah.
So let's dive into this. So kind of the backstory of this. I was on an auction late one night, which I'm apt to do. It's really dangerous if you're trying to build your net worth. Now, if you're trying to spend a bunch of money on comics, it's a really good thing to do. And so I was on this auction, and it was just this random deal. He throws up a turtle book. And so he throws up this turtle book, and I've been kind of starting to move into the old Mirage turtle stuff. And it was a Mirage turtle book. And so he throws it up there, and I'm like, okay, that's cool. So me and Dead Zone Citizen. Yes, Perry, you make us all feel old. We understand. So, but yeah, so Dead Zone Citizen started bidding on. So we were bidding back and forth, and the guy starts saying, "Well, hey, were you in on that auction?"
No, I wasn't.
Okay, I didn't remember if you were in that chat or not. But so we were bidding back and forth, and we kept saying, "Hey, add some more books, add some more books, add some more books." He says, "Well, okay, if it goes up $5 more, I'll add this book." So he just kept adding and adding and adding and adding, and to the point to where he adds the last book, which I'm not going to show until last, but some of you are probably guessing what it might be. And so that's when it took it to the next level. And then Adrian APM, Perry was in there that night. I'm going to talk about when Perry was trying to hurt me here in a minute on this. But so he keeps adding all these books. And so when he throws in the big boy, all of a sudden Dead Zone's like, I don't know. And Adrian jumps in and he starts bidding up. Literally, this auction, just this lot, took an hour and a half to get done. Literally, an hour and a half. There was no timer. I'm not saying that's the best way to do an auction for sure, but you got to certainly be committed and be in it to win it. So that's kind of the backstory. And then at the end, I'm going to ask you in the chat what you think about how much something like this would cost. And then I'll reveal what I paid for it. So I'm going to I don't have them in any certain order. So I'm trying to, let you keep up with what we got. But this is, let me see if I can do that. Okay. This is the TMNT Collected Book, Volume 1.
That looks like the collected book.
And it is the paperback. And on the back shows $29.95. This is a relatively new book, isn't it? Or no?
I know they've come out with a lot of those. So I'm not really sure if that's one of the newer ones, but it looks like it though.
Well, it's still in the packaging, and I know Dustin over at Two Brothers Comics had gotten a collected version. I remember seeing that on that picture on the front there. Now, similarly, this is an older version of that. This has all the one shots, the Donatello, the Michelangelo one shots that they did back in the day. Right. And so this is 1988. So this is kind of an older one, copy of this. No bunch of spine ticks or anything like that. And so that's part of that as well. And then this is where, so Burke says, timer needs to be on every item or lot, an hour and a half. Oh, yeah, for sure. For sure. Mr. Gorell, hello. How are you doing today? So this is the one that Perry tried to mess me up on. So this one is the autobiography. And so kind of a play on words there. But inside here, it shows all the art, kind of tells stories of the covers and the prints and all this other kind of stuff. So this, I don't have a price on it, but it looks like one of those books that's at least $40-$50 at the bookstore, brand new.
Yeah, and so I saw one at a bookstore that was like $60 for that autobiography. So that's a pretty sweet get.
So this was what makes it sweeter. So as the guy is opening this up and he's showing everybody what this is, he flips this page right here. You notice that?
Oh, wow. You got a remark from Eastman.
So he flips the page. He doesn't even know it's signed.
Oh.
And I'm like, ooh. So, I'm bidding away. And Perry goes, I think that was signed. I'm like, what are you putting that in the chat for, man? If he doesn't know this is
Perry's always bursting everybody's bubble.
Yeah, I'm like, no, shh, no, don't say anything. And so he goes, I don't think that's signed. So he goes back, he pulls it up, and he goes, it's signed. Okay, well, I'm gonna put it in now. So that was part of the deal as well. Then we've got TMNT Micro Series number 7, Villains Bebop and Rocksteady. These are more. This is a more recent IDW publishing there. Then we've got TMNT number 9 from the Mirage days.
That's a sweet cut. I've got that one too. I don't think I paid more than $10 for that though.
Well, the crazy thing was before this was in the lot, but right before that, I had just bought this comic off IG for $10. So,
oh yeah,
it's similar to what you were saying. Got a couple of folks in the chat. Pocan Joe, I just sipped my last sip of coffee there. It was fairly awkward. Bake the Snake is joining us. What's going on, Bake? What's shaking? And Perry says, wait till you hear how much it costs. Okay, so Perry was in that chat that night. He was lurking, so he does have a little inside information there. This is the original run. This is book 30 of that original run.
Yeah.
Then we go back to the IDW run, and this is issue 63. This is a Rhode Island Comic Con exclusive.
It's an homage to that Archie Comics number 1.
There you go, dropping that TMNT knowledge. I had forgotten about that. But yeah, there's 2 of them here.
Oh, nice.
Then we've got number 6 of the Micro Series, Casey Jones, IDW run.
Yeah.
Then we've got Leonardo. This is issue number 4 of the Micro Series.
Love that cover.
Then we've got TMNT number 28 of the regular IDW series.
Oh, that's really cool. I don't think I've ever seen that cover.
Yeah, I like some Bebop Rocksteady action.
Yeah.
So the Donatello one shot. Have you read this one before?
Yeah. That one's really good. That's from the original series as well. What's it called? That one can fetch for a pretty good high amount of dollars on online.
So
anywhere from like $20.
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was gonna say it goes for like $20 to $40 online, just depending on the shape of the book.
So, and Bert mentioned weird story. It is a weird story for everybody else who has never seen this before. Donatello meets Jack Kirby. And so for those who are not turtle aficionados or do not know, Eastman, I believe Eastman and both Laird were really looked up to Jack Kirby. And so Jack Kirby's in the story. He basically writes out of the story, kind of like they would later do in Fantastic Four, how he writes things into that. But at the back of the book, there's a Jack Kirby petition for people to cut out and send off, releasing his requesting to release his artwork. And so it is a pretty cool book, pretty cool little book.
And it's cool that you still have the petition on the back. Usually a lot of them have the petitions already cut out. So
yeah, kind of like really the value stamps, right?
Yeah.
And so some kid in there said, hey, I'm sending this off. Then we've got Michelangelo of the Micro Series.
Oh, love that. I think that's the only one I'm missing from the Micro Series, other than the Raphael. Raphael's the one that the first appearance of Casey Jones. I don't know if I'm going to get that here anytime soon. I know I want it raw, so that's why I can read it. But
yeah. Well, talking about that book. So after all of this is said and done, the guy's super happy that it sold for what it sold for, and he promises me that he's going to send me a Raphael #1.
Oh,
Now,
nice.
I don't want to call the seller's name because there's recently been some little back and forth with this seller and another buyer. Fortunately, Fortunately, I did not have that problem. I did get my books. I doubt I get my Raphael #1 now, unfortunately, but we'll see. What's going on, Tacoma?
Yeah.
How are you, Samuel David? So we've got Tales of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and this is, I think, number 7. Okay, it's number 7. These are the reprints of the early ones, right?
I'm not really sure if that, because I never really got into Tales of the TMNT, so I don't know if that's a reprint or not.
I think that they reprinted the Tales books, and then this one, because I have that character right there. I've got the book with her on the front of it,
Uh,
the original one, and I think they're reprints. So maybe somebody
okay.
in. So you must be familiar with what I'm talking about. I did get a tracking code. They told me there was 3 boxes. There ended up being 4 boxes, which added to the confusion, but they made it. And then, of course, the post office adds more confusion anyway because they don't update stuff. It's very delayed a lot of times. Michelangelo.
Christmas special.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So this is the first appearance of the Ronin, right?
I'm not too familiar with it being the first appearance of the Ronin, but could be.
Right there.
Oh, nice.
So
they've been working on that story since the 80s, so.
Right, yeah, and it never happened. And I think this was kind of the teaser to it. And then things broke up and life went on. But this is Raphael meeting the last Ronin, and I think it's kind of a vision type deal. I'll have to read it and make sure. But anybody that is more familiar with it than I am, feel certainly free to. Now Burke's going to go calling names.
I know who you were talking about. Yeah, I didn't want to say anything, but yeah, I saw that whole mess go down, and I was just like, ooh, this is going to get messy. And I've seen video after video, and I'm just like, that whole thing's a mess.
Mistakes happen. When people pay a lot for books, I would hope that less mistakes happen. But I don't think it was handled really well by him. People just want their books. If I pay $5 for something, that's one thing. But if I'm paying a couple $100 for something, I want to know what I want to know.
Yeah, especially if you're dropping for 600 some odd dollars. That's just, ugh. Yeah.
And dealing with JB in the past, because he's bought stuff from me, I've bought stuff from him. I mean, he's really easy to get along with. And he doesn't normally pick his stuff because he's got that whole stack behind him of boxes he's yet to even open. So it's like, just kind of go with it, right?
He's bought from me too. So, I mean, he's really easy to get along with. I mean, whether or not the order is big or not, like, I think he's just looking for, a tracking number. So, I mean, it shouldn't be that hard to produce one. If you really did take them out or anything like that, coming from people that send out books all the time. I mean, we know that we get the tracking numbers and send it as soon as we send the boxes. So I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, so much so that I had bought a book off another auction, like Saturday or Sunday, whenever he was doing it. And
Uh-huh.
he sent a video out saying, "Hey, everybody needs to pay their orders. I'm done with this. Blah blah blah." So I sent him a message. I said, "I think I got one book from you. I think it was $5, of course, plus shipping. Let me know. Never let me know." So he sends me a message and it with the tracking number. I go, "Dude, I hadn't paid for another book." And he
Right.
said, "Well, just whatever. Forget about it, and don't worry about it. I'm done with this." You know, you just need a little more organization if you're going to be selling books, especially of any magnitude.
Yeah.
Um, and so Pogan, yeah, JB mentioned it today. Fortunately, the person that received them was honest and said, "Hey, I know these are your books." And to my understanding, the former seller has paid for this guy to send them to JB, so they're heading his way now. So maybe a happy ending in the end.
Yes.
So we got Leonardo, the one
Oh,
shot.
nice. And is that the reprint, or is that the? I think the reprints would actually say color classics on them.
Yeah, this is the original, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the original
Okay.
Leonardo. So I've got all of them except for the Raphael now. Um,
Which
Thought
you
I was
might
going to
have
look
to
up
check
that, but they
out.
had it otherwise.
Yeah.
And that one's the expensive one of the bunch too.
Yeah. It's always been an expensive book too. I mean, it's never lost its value in during time. I think it's just even gotten up, and I think now it's gone on to a lot of people's like top 20 comics to get these days. So I mean, just within getting on these top 10 lists or top 20 lists, that book has just really increased in value. So
Hmm. So then we've got Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. This is I believe this is the original run. This is book number 33.
nice.
And yeah, that's a pretty dope painted cover there. Um, I don't, I just don't see that original series out in the wild that much. Do you?
No.
You got some key issues
Um,
that you'll see.
Yeah, my LCS just recently got a whole bunch, and they texted me on Facebook. You know, hey, we know you're a big TMNT fan. Why don't you come down? And they had like scattered original runs from Mirage, and it was. I mean, they were so beat up though. I mean, everything they were having to sell for like $2-3 just because of the condition of the books themselves. So of course, I had to pick them up, but like the books themselves were just so beat up, almost detached covers. So whatever seller they just got it from, I mean, I absolutely love these books and just had to get rid of them. But um, I don't know, man. It's really hard to find that original run out in the wild.
Yeah, and like to your point, most of these covers are black, and so they show those fingerprints and spine ticks that they were typically to do. As people were reading them because they weren't thinking about these things being
Yeah.
worth $1 million. Raph is the only one that Bubs has, of course. So he has the big boy of that series. So congrats there, and thanks for stopping by. Burke, awesome books. Congratulations on the 450 subs. Well, hopefully we will get there soon. And we've got Tales of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles #2. And this shows from January of 1987. And again, I think these are the reprints of the original story arcs. I mean, they had no idea that it would take off the way it did. Certainly
Oh
with the
yeah.
cartoon and the toys and everything else that came out back then. I mean, I had the turtle blimp, the van, the whole 9 yards.
Yeah, I had the sewer playset, the blimp, the I had the turtle tank that they had, the pizza shooter one,
Oh yeah.
the technodrome. dude, I had so many of those things growing up as a kid, and so I mean, that's one of the main reasons why I collect a lot of the stuff that I do is just because I'm trying to regain some of that childhood back. Because I don't know if you know, but I've talked about it on Burke Show before. But my mom sold my entire collection of TMNT toys and comics and all that stuff when I was in school one day back in like 5th grade.
Oh, that sucks.
So. Oh yeah, absolutely. So I blame this whole nostalgia, trying to regain all that stuff from back in my childhood on my mom. I told her that before.
Well, it's one of those things. Hollywood, comic book industry, whatever, is betting on that nostalgia factor, and TMNT tickles that nostalgia vein pretty easily for people that grew up in the 80s and 90s. Because I think the cartoon came out in 89, maybe. Thanks when it came.
87, I think 87, 88, okay. Something like that.
And so it's Ooze, Secret of the Ooze, and then when you had the Turtle movies, and of course Vanilla Ice was still pretty cool back then. He was in the second one.
Yeah.
Pops one day, Turtles the next. Hey, I'm gonna be like Bill Clinton here. I feel your pain. Because that was I'm definitely right where you are, Mr. Gorell. I have one day I'm going to do a this is my man cave. So after 20 plus years, my wife convinces me to move to a house that's about 1,000 square foot bigger, and one of the trade-offs was the old living room to the house would be my man cave, and I could shut the door and do it whatever way I wanted to do it in here. And so after 20 plus years, we moved across the street down 2 houses, and I remodeled this house, and I have my five case bookshelf with the wooden ladder like you would normally see in like a library or something that has a thing that screeches across, and then my comic book corner keeps growing, and my pops, and it's a definitely a rabbit hole. Ninja rap. There you go. Go Ninja, go. Hope I don't get copyrighted. Probably not. What's up? Too many holes to fall into. Yes, definitely. Burke says Power Rangers, Turtles, Flash, and then everything else. Okay, so I would agree. Okay, Turtles, Batman, yeah. Power Rangers, I can get that. Flash. The only thing I liked about Flash was the TV series, which didn't last very long back in the day.
The one with John Wesley or something, or Wesley Shipp.
Yeah, that's him. Yeah, that's the only thing I ever got in with Flash. I never was a big DC guy. Always, Marvel, and so never got into much else outside Batman. And of course, timeline wise, and you can pretty much look at somebody's age and say and understand what their likes and dislikes are based on what came out at that time. Batman '89 came out, Michael Keaton, Jack Nicholson, and so that came out, and I bought my first Batman comic after I left the theater. So yeah, it's definitely understandable.
Sorry, dude, I gotta cut it short. I gotta go back. But I just wanted to hop on during my lunch. Okay. It was only a 30-minute lunch, so.
Oh, okay. I wouldn't have ran into.
Well, I'll definitely have to check the rewind to see what your big book was.
Okay. Well, you probably got a good idea, but we'll see. He says the Southern drawl is real. I mean, come on, man! I got a Southern drawl. Yeah, I live in Mississippi. That's crooked letter I type deal. But hey, man, I thank you for coming on. Certainly check it out. The rest of it on the replay. Do you got any videos premiering that you want to give a shout out before you hop out?
Oh yeah. So tonight at 5:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, I'm dropping a video on my Hench Girl crate unboxing. So that'll be fun.
Cool. All right.
Well,
Well,
thanks a
good
lot,
deal.
man.
All right. See you. All right. So Bert was going to guess Tennessee. No, I do not live in Tennessee. And then Southern draw, left-handed. All right. So we got TMNT number 23 of the original OG series. Got Master Splinter. Master Splinter. And then, of course, Master Splinter is fighting a giant rat. You dirty rat. You kill my brother. You dirty rat. Woo! Okay, so if y'all seen the original TMNT movie, y'all know what that was a reference to. Then we've got TMNT number 50. This is from the IDW run. And I want to say this was an Eastman signature, but it doesn't look like an Eastman signature. So it might be the artist of this particular cover's signature. But this is a Instagram Comics and Ponies exclusive, and for issue 50, and it is signed down there at the bottom. Then we've got TMNT number 28 of the original series. This is what, female Two-Face or something? I mean, she's part creature from the Black Lagoon and part hottie. I mean, what is going on with this? Okay. Then we've got Gobbledygook. This is from Mirage Studios. This is from December of '86. And this is kind of an apocalyptic type take. I have not read this yet, but it is a wraparound cover. The turtles do appear, as you can see that little turtle right there. The turtles do appear in this. And so I guess Gobbledygook number 1. And so the book that everybody's probably already bet on, we've got several books and trades that include Eastman remarks, but this was the big boy book that took it to the next level. And that's TMNT number 1. This is a third print, so nobody fall out of your chair just yet. But this is a third print, but it is a fairly crispy third print. I'm not going to take it out because my oily fingers, I don't want to mess anything up that's not messed up already. And feel like I'm on an auction site now, right? I feel like I'm trying to sell a book because every time everybody does this on the auctions. But yeah, if there's a spine tag, it ain't but one maybe. But the corners are all crispy, and this bad boy has got to go to CBCS or to CGC. This is definitely a gradable copy, and I am hoping for at least an 8.5 to a 9.2. Man, if I could get higher than that, there's a couple little bends at the top. None of them break color, so I'm probably going to need to press this before I send it off. Or if I send it off to CBCS, I'll get them to press it there. I'm not going to send anything to CGC to get it pressed, but I'm definitely hoping to get that. Everybody says, yeah, nice. I figure everybody kind of figured that was what it was. Unfortunately, I about fell out of my chair the night that he showed it, because with him showing all this other stuff, I thought, yeah, he'll certainly have a first print in there. And I just kind of started doing the TMNT Mirage deal, and so it was just too good of a deal to pass up with all of those books. A lot of the Mirage series. I've never gotten to the IDW stuff, but I hear that it's good. So I had to pick up there somewhere, and then those collected editions. Now, here's where the chat comes into play. Thanks for stopping by Tacoma and talking about Tacoma. I will be on, as well as Lady Fantastic, Adrian APM. I think Shorty's not going to be there, but we will be on Tacoma's channel tomorrow. So be sure to check that out if you're interested in buying some books. Unfortunately, the books that you see here today will not be part of that. But if you're interested in any other books, we will be on Tacoma's channel tomorrow afternoon. Check your dates and time for listings, right? So this is part where the chat comes into play. You tell me if you had money was not an issue and you're a big TMNT fan, okay? And you have all these books and they're selling it as a lot at your LCS, as an example. What would you be willing to pay for this? Now, you're still frugal, even though money's not an issue. You're still frugal. So what would you think that a lot like this would go for? And I know there's kind of a lag in the StreamYard, so I'll give it a minute for the answers, the thoughts as to what this might be. And we shall see. So, yes, including number one, Agu, because they were all in there. So Perry says 250. I think Perry probably remembers that what the answer to this is. Agu says 500. He says 325. He has no clue. He probably fell asleep in the middle of it. Oh, yeah. Everybody can go for that, right? 250. I'd pay 250 of that be fillers for me, right? Oh, I was just talking about the cents back there. Made a lot of sense. So keep it in mind that this is, $50 to $60 book, and it does have an Eastman remark. 80 something, again, it's all relative, right? Because I've seen some people buy books for a lot more than what I would purchase them for, not only because I might be more frugal than them, as they might be more frugal than me in certain areas, but because I don't have the connection or the desire to collect what they collect. So it is a very subjective question, I understand. And so there is that. So this is definitely an oldie but a goodie. These things are pretty much brand new, $30 off the shelf. It's still in the deal. If you are collecting the Mirage and some IDW, want some more SIGs and Comic-Con exclusives. So I paid, nobody was right on this. I think that Agu was the closest. It got up to $725. $725 is what I paid for this. That included shipping. Unfortunately, that did not include insurance. It was originally supposed to have it, and he shipped it without it. But everything came in good. It was well packed, and so no problems there. Yeah, most people grails I would buy for cover price because my interests are very specific. Exactly. I know Varangian likes him some Conan. Some Conan. But yeah, so he likes some Conan, a little Red Sonja, I'm sure. And yeah, so everybody's got their own little takes there. Then we've got Perry that says $9.99 for today only. So no, $7.25 is $7.25, $7.50, 1 to 2. I paid for it. That included shipping, and so it came because of the heaviness of the books. This had to come in multiple packages, so shipping just came. It came with it. Originally, I did not think it was going to, but he did throw that in. So we'll give that to him. They were mailed media mail, which is why they took a little bit longer. But again, the shipping was thrown in. So this book right here, especially if I can press it and get it up into the mid-9s, this book right here, I think that most would be hard pressed not to, if they wanted it, obviously, to not pay $300 to $400 just for that. If I was fortunate enough to get a 9.6, I don't think there's, 9.8s, especially that old, is just going to be really hard to make that happen. But let's say I got a 9.6. And it's graded like that, I could sell that book right there, and then everything else was free. So yeah, I felt like I got a pretty good deal. And so I will say that me and Dead Zone Citizen were the only ones that were in it for the most of the time. And then when that number 1 dropped on there, he said it'd have to get up to at least $500 to throw the number 1 in. And number 1 was the last book that was thrown in there. And so Adrian bids $500. He's not been in the thing the whole time. I don't think that Dead Zone was too happy about that. I wasn't either, because at that point it was me against Adrian, but he bowed out, and so I bought it for $725. Appreciate that, Comics and Death Metal. And I do appreciate each and every one of you that showed up to watch this live. And even those of you who were not able to catch it live but caught it on the rewind, I do want to encourage you to hit that like button and the subscribe button. And if you haven't already, hit that bell notification so that when videos like this drop, ever so randomly, that you will be one of the first people to know. I do, at the end of this, want to mention that we are only 8 subs away on YouTube from making this happen. We've still got 15 days for that to happen. And all you got to do, aside from me hitting that sub mark, all you got to do is comment on a recent video down in the comment section. And if I read them all, but if you just want to make sure that I don't miss something, hit hashtag Gambit in there to make it stand out a little bit more. But just a recent video, and that's it. And if we hit that milestone, we will be giving that away. Probably some other stuff too, which I typically do on my giveaways. But then at that time, I'm going to be announcing what we will be giving away the next time, which is a bigger book. It is a graded book. It is a first appearance of a popular Marvel character, and that's all I'm going to tease now. The rest will be revealed then. So if you haven't already, hit that sub button, and if you haven't already, share this channel so that we will hit that sub milestone sooner rather than later, and you will have a chance to win, provided you have commented in one of the recent videos. Sounds like auction fever happened. It did. And I'm going, oh, should I get it? Should I get it? Oh, yeah. It's such a great, it's a deal. It's right there. And so I just kept on going. I should have, and I clicked on the thing right at the right time, right as he was showing the turtle books, and he kept adding to it and made it worse. And so, like it or lump it. What's up, who dat? How are you? And Agu, you have more than 56 subs. You have 3 times as many as that. Okay. And what happened? Well, we revealed all the books, and so we were about to wrap it up, who dat, but check that out in the rewind and see what we got, and let me know what you think as a guy who even puts turtles in as his avatar. So there you go. So again, thank you for showing up. Stay safe out there. And until next time, keep reading and keep collecting. Adios.